Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Radha Madhav Ki Jai Shri Radha Govind Ki Jai Shri Radha Damodar Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai Ki Jai Nrsimha Dev Bhagwan Ki Jai Shri Gaura Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hare Hare कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमो पङ्कजनाभाय नमो पङ्कजमालिने नमो पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रये करारविन्देन पदारविन्दं मुखारविन्दे विनिवेशयन्तं वटस्य पत्रस्य पुटेशयानम् बालं मुकुन्दं मनसा स्मरामि बालं मुकुन्दं मनसा स्मरामि ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Okay, children, so you're most welcome to the personality development class. This is the third session that we are having. We're going to revise what we did in the last two classes. So, do you any one of you remembers what personality traits we have discussed till now? These qualities you should have in your personality. Anybody?
So
Responsibility and
Responsibility. Very good. Next, another quality that we did.
Focus.
Very good. Focus. So, responsibility we are not discussing again. We have done it. Focus again we are not going to discuss because we have done it. You all remember these slides. I'm very sure about that. Yes, we have done this. What story is this? Quickly, a recap what we did.
So first was about Arjuna and like the focus test. The second was about Ekalya and Dronacharya. And the second was about Dhruva and like Uttama sitting on his father, and Dhruva never got to sit on his father's lap.
And this picture is about
Dhruva meeting in the forest, like meeting God.
First Narad Muni and then he meets the Supreme Lord himself. Fine, very good. We did a little bit of righteousness also. Anyone remembers this one? Right means you have to always take the path of righteousness. You should not be intimidated at any cost. We took up the story of Vibhishana, what we did, and this is how Hanuman ji he sees that someone is worshipping Sri Ram in Lanka, right, in the kingdom of Ravana. And he was like, how is that possible? That's how he meets Vibhishana. And he says, he was amazed to see that he has a devotee amongst the demons. And Vibhishana, he tries to convince Ravana to give away Mother Sita back to Sri Ram. But instead of listening to his brother's advice, Ravana just, asks him to just leave his kingdom and go away. And when he goes there, they are very skeptical. Who? The associates of Lord Rama. And they are thinking, why? Why do we have someone from the demons, camp in our camp? We don't want someone. But then Lord Rama is like, no, I am going to give shelter. Please, you can keep yourselves muted, children. He says, no, I am going to give shelter. Whoever. Api chet suduracharo. Bhajate mam ananya bhav. Sadhu revasta mantavya. Samyak vyavasito hisa. What we hear from the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna says, even if we are amongst the most fallen people, we have done the worst things in our life. But if we take shelter of Shri Krishna, that's Sri Ram, that's Lord Narayan, then he's definitely going to protect us. So he protects, he says, okay, Vibhishana, when we win this war, I am going to give Lanka to you. See, he is Lord. He knows, even without any fight, ever taking place, he knows that this fight is going to take place. He knows he is going to win. Obviously, who else can win but the Lord himself? And then he's like, I'm going to give you the kingdom of Lanka. And I hope you remember, we had discussed this verse in the last class, that the associates then told Sri Ram, you have already promised Lanka to Vibhishana. What if tomorrow Ravana also comes and says that he's also taking a shelter? What are you going to give to Ravana then? Then Lord Ram is like, I'll give him Ayodhya. And then the others ask him, And then what will you give to Bharat Maharaj? He says, I'll give him Vaikuntha. And then they say, then where are you going to sit? Because Vaikuntha is your kingdom, right? And then Lord Ram is so cute. He says, Naham tishtami Vaikunthe, yogi nam hridayeshuva, tatra tishtami narada, yatra gayanti madbhakta. I don't sit anyways, he says Vaikuntha. I do sit where my devotees sing my glories. So right now, when we are sitting here in this summer camp, you people making the best possible utilization of your time. Trust me, children, this is the 1 hour that you are investing in your life. Every day when you are doing spiritual activities with Prema Padma Priya Mataji's summer camp, that is the best thing that you can. In fact, you should, ask your other friends also to join, because this is the time when we are talking about the Lord. And what does the Lord say? That I am there where my devotees sing about my glory. So we are talking about the Lord, and the Lord is somewhere around us. Stay assured, whoever is sitting here, trust me, the Lord is just sitting right next to you. It's just a matter of time, and you can just feel Him, next to you. Okay. Now we will do one story about Ahiravan and Mahiravan. So anybody has heard about Mahiravana? Who's Mahiravana? He is the brother of Ravana. Why are we talking about Mahiravan? Because you know what happened one time. I'll just change the slide because this slide is intimidating for me also. So you know what happened once. Mm, they found that. Did we discuss this story in the last class?
No.
Anyone? Okay, cool. So you know what? Okay, fine. Please mute yourself. So one morning they wake up to find Lord Shri Ram and Lakshmana, Lakshman, they're missing from their tents. This is before the war happens. And then everyone is, mute yourselves, children, please mute yourselves. And then everyone is suspicious of Vibhishana. Hare Krishna, children, I really don't want to, use that mute all option. You children are grown up enough, mature enough. Please try to understand, mute yourselves. You know why I don't want to use the option of mute all? Because I want you to participate in the class, because if when I ask questions, please feel free to answer. But if I'm not talking to you, keep yourselves muted. If there's someone who's still not listening to me, please do not disturb the entire class. Thank you so much. And then when Lord Sri Ram and Sri Lakshman were missing, and obviously they all uh, who who did they become suspicious of? Vibhishana. They thought because Vibhishana is from the demon's side, maybe he has betrayed us or something like that. And then they are like, they ask the guards, what happened last night? The guards say, we saw who was the last person to go into Sri Ram's tent. They said, first Vibhishana. And then poor Vibhishana, he's dragged out of his, camp, and he's kind of sleepy, and he's like, what? They saying, where did you hide Sri Ram and Lakshman? Vibhishan is like, I did not do anything. I was sleeping. See, I've just come up. Oh, you guys came and you woke me up. I was not even awake. I don't even know what happened. They said, we don't trust you. You have to tell us. He said, okay, calm down. Tell me what happened in the night. He asking the guards. The guard said, of course, Mr. Vibhishan. It was you who was going into the, tent of Shri Ram. Then Vibhishan just quickly understands, the whole situation. Say, okay, I know now what must have happened. It is my brother. Sometimes he's called Ahiravan and sometimes he's called Mahiravan, depending upon, different kalpas. The things a little, there are certain variations in the story. So this Ahimahiravan, he is the brother of Ravana, and Ravana now, because he's really cute, Hare Krishna. So this, he says, Vibhishana is telling all the associates of Lord Ram that you know what must have happened. Ravana, my brother, he must have approached our another brother, Mahiravan, who stays in the Patal. And this Mahiravan, he has that, he has the power to change form, and definitely he has taken my form, and it's he who has come in the night. He must have come and he has taken away Lord Ram, but I know where he is, and he gives the whereabouts. And then he says, now you trust me? Because if I were on the side of Ravana, I would not tell you about the whereabouts, right? Now I am telling you for sure, with guarantee. it is definitely Mahiravan's doing, and he has definitely hid Shri Ram and Lakshman ji in Patal Lok. And who can go to Patal Lok? So, whatever impossible places to visit, who can go there? Hanumanji. Hanumanji is not scared to serve the Lord anywhere. Are we scared to serve the Lord? No, we should not be scared to serve the Lord. Any one of you who goes to school and says Hare Krishna to your friends, no, we don't do it. Try it sometime. Maybe they'll just laugh at you in the first time, but greet them with a Hare Krishna. It's so nice. We have to take the name of children. You disturb me, by this background sound. Please don't do that. You know what? We should have that courage that Hanumanji had. That Hanumanji could go anywhere where service of the Lord was required. So we should have that courage to take the name of our Lord to every corner of the world. That's what the mission is all about, right? Our Hare Krishna mission. This is what Srila Prabhupada has taught us. When he could just, dare to go out of his country, of his, place of comfort, he left his comfort zone, right? Why? What was the need? At the age of 70, he's going out, he's preaching, he's going to America, because he wanted the name Hare Krishna to be a household name. He wanted to take the name everywhere. So yeah, so you should also try it and talk to your friends in that tone. Talk to them with that Hare Krishna greeting. It will be very cute. Like imagine the whole world greets each other with Hare Krishna. It will be wonderful. Okay, take it. So then Hanumanji, he goes to Patal Lok, and there he finds, as suggested by Vibhishana, he finds Shri Ram there, he finds Lakshmanji there, and he wins over very easily. He wins over Mahiravan. You can see in this picture, it is Mahiravan that is killing over here, and he just easily subdued him. And then he can just increase his size, and Hanumanji, that. And he has those broad shoulders where he can, the shoulders act as cushions and chairs for Shriram and for Lakshmanji, and they're sitting there on his shoulder, and he's just easily bringing them back all the way back from Patal Lok. So this thing happened. It was possible because of the righteousness of Vibhishana. Vibhishana was not scared to go against Ravana. Okay, now then then this war took place, and you know what happened? There is this verse from Nam Ramayana. You know what is this verse is all about? अभिषिक्त विभीषणत रामा पुष्पकयानारोहण रामा भरद्वाजादि निषेवन रामा भरत प्राण प्रिय कर रामा राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम. So this verse says Abhishikta Vibhishnata Rama. Then Lord did the Abhishek of Vibhishan. This is like after all the war thing happens and when Ravan dies and stuff. And then you can see here in this picture, Lord Shri Ram and Lakshmanji, they are doing the Abhishek of Vibhishan. Now they are making him the king of Lanka as promised. And then Pushpakyan Arohan. This Pushpakyan. We know this Pushpakyan originally belonged to the half brother of Ravana. Do you know who this Pushpakyan originally belonged to? Anybody knows that? Find out. If you do not know, this is your homework. To next class, you have to tell me who was this originally belonging to. Okay, then Vibhishan says, "Oh Shri Ram, please don't go." And then Ramji is like, "No, my people back there in Ayodhya, they are waiting for me, and my 14 years are over, and I have to go back." So he says, "Can I also please come with you?" And then Shri Ram is like, "Yeah, of course." He said, I want to see you off. Sometimes it happens, you want to see off your guest, your friend is here at your place, and then maybe you would just want to go up to the corner of the road to see off, till he or she reaches, his place or her place. So Vibhishanji wants to do that. He wants to see off Lord Shri Ram. Like, I will see you off all the way to Ayodhya. I can come with you. And Sri Ram is, yeah, of course, why not? You can come with me. And then everyone sits in the Pushpakyan. You know what is the speciality of this Pushpakyan? This plane, first, it is mind driven. Okay, there is no pilot. We have heard about autopilot, right? Here in our present time. So it is like kind of that autopilot thing driven by itself, but on the desire of the mind. And it could be like, it can just shrink to the size where only two people want to sit, or it can expand itself where even 2 million people can sit. That kind of a, you can say that kind of science existed at that time. And then, they Pushpakayan Arohan, they just sit in the Pushpakayan, they go to Ayodhya where Bharata Prana Priyakar Rama, and Bharata and everyone are so happy to see Lord Shri Ram over there. Then what is happening over there? One more thing, because we are still talking about the righteousness of Vibhishan. So there is one more story here in this verse. It says, Parthiva Kulla Samanita Rama Vibhishanarpita Ranga Karama Kisha Kulanugraha Kara Rama Sakala Jiva Sanrakshaka Rama समस्त लोकाधारक रामा राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम. So this says that now you must be thinking, Mataji, ours is the personality development class. Why are you doing the shlokas with us? So as devotees of Lord Krishna, shlokas are an integral part of our communication, and it is very nice and very sweet to be able to memorize shlokas. And even if I just tell you one word, like, for example, if I say that someone is just like I just quoted, right? Okay, I'll tell you another example that my mind is totally absorbed in Shri Krishna, and that's what Shri Krishna also likes about it. So what words would you quote? You should be able to quote verses very quickly. Yeah. So what is that verse when Shri Krishna says that you have to absorb your mind in me? Anyone remembers? 9.34. Anyone want to try?
Matchita Madgata Prana Bodhanta Paraspana.
No, 9.34. Machita Madgata Prana is 10.9. I am saying 9.34. Last verse of the ninth chapter. This is the only verse which is repeated. It is 18.65 also. Now, anyone wants to try?
Mataji, I know like a little bit of the 18.65.
Manmana Bhava Madbhakta Madhya Jiva Mamaskuru Mame Vashesi Yuktevam Atmanam Matparayana.
Very nice. Manmana, right? Krishna says, give your mind to me. And if I say, suppose if I say, Krishna wants us to just surrender everything and take his shelter. What verse is that? Okay, hint 1866. Surrender all kinds of religion. Give up all kinds of religion and just surrender unto me.
Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Vraja Aham Tam Sarapapebhyo Mokshisyami Masita.
Very good. Although I cannot see who's giving me the answers, but very good. So, yeah. So who told the shlokas just now?
Mukund.
Okay, Hare Krishna Mukund, very nice. So yeah, you know what? We should play dumb charades with the shlokas. It will be so cool. I give you a shloka, you act out. We should play shloka and takshari. I give you one word and you should be able to tell me the shloka. That's very cute. Yeah, that's why I've just included a couple of shlokas, because it's nice to know the verses. It's very cute to know the verses. So this verse says that when Sri Ram in the Pushpakyan, when everyone went to Ayodhya, then Parthiva Kulla Samanita Rama, because of his being the king of Ayodhya, the entire Kul, the entire dynasty got the reputation. Everybody got the reputation because Sri Ram is the king there. Then Vibhishana Arpita Rangakarama. It is now time for Vibhishan to take care of him, because Vibhishan obviously has to go back to Lanka and take care of his kingdom out there. Then he says, Lord Ram, I don't want to go because he is attached to Shri Ram, kindly mute yourself. So Lord Ram, because see, if you love Krishna, if you love Shri Ram, then constantly you will think about the one you love, right? For example, imagine your parents get you a most wanted toy, right? And now you're very happy with playing with it. Now you go to school, then there also you're going to talk about, my parents got me this, and then you must be thinking, okay, I hope my toy is kept safely, and then you just would want, then when it's going to school, you're going to get over, I'll go back home and I'll play with my toy. Because when you love something, you generally tend to think about that thing, and you don't really want to part with that thing. And that's what's happening with Vibhishan ji. He doesn't want to be away from Sri Ram, and he says, I want to be with you. And then Sri Ram, he gives him that his own vigraha in the form of Sriranga, the deity which is lying in Srirangam.
This is exactly what it is.
The Rangana.
I don't understand anything. You want to hear it?
Hare Krishna. Please mute yourselves.
Mummy, Lassie is watching your phone.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Megha Mataji, it will be nice if you can just turn on the mute all option.
Yes, Mataji, you are host. Done.
Yeah. Please mute everyone so that, and even if I get muted, it's okay, I'll unmute myself.
Done.
Thank you. Okay, so I will again share. Mataji, then I cannot share now. You have to make me the co-host or something so that I'm able to share the slide with children. Mika, you want to say something, honey?
Mataji, I make you a host, so that's why I'm not able to unmute. So I can make you a host, Mataji. You can share. Now you are host, Mataji. You can share, and I'm on mute. Everybody is on mute. Whenever they raise their hands, so you just click on the unmute, Mataji.
Okay. Okay. So I hope you can see this. Okay, fine. So we'll move on to the next quality here. I was just saying that because Vibhishan didn't want to go without him, so Lord Ram said, okay, come, I'll come with you. There's a long story behind this about the deity at Srirangam, but we're not doing that. Okay. Keep your promises. These are the qualities that we should have in our personality. First we did was responsibility. Second quality that we took up was, what was the second quality that we took up, children? We should not lose our focus. What is the third quality that we did? Righteousness. Always be with the, whatever is right in your life. Don't be scared. As you grow up, you will understand the importance of these qualities. Keep your promises. If you have promised, for example, your mother is saying, now you have to promise me that you have to take care of your, say, your books, your bags, your uniform, your toys. And you say, yeah, mommy, please, sometimes it happens with children. What they do, please buy me this also. And then you just say, okay, I will listen to you. I will do whatever you say. From next time, I'm going to take care of my stuff and all. Just because you want to pursue and you want to force your mother, convince your mother, your parents to buy you stuff. Now you have something that you had been longing for, and now then you just don't keep up your promise. So that is that going to be fair? No. Who has raised hand? You want to say, Chinu, you want to say something? Mika, you want to say something? One by one, you can please unmute yourselves. Chinu. Hi, Krishna. Okay, first Mihika. Mihika, you want to say something? No. Oh, do I need to give you permission to unmute yourself?
Chino keeps copying my name.
Geeta, you want to say something? Okay. Say till you people decide. I will just tell you the story. Yeah. So this is the story of anyone. Any bells ringing? Anyone can think about what story we are doing? Okay. Ashi, you want to tell me? Mohit, you want to tell me? Can you unmute yourself? Do you want me to do that for you? Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Yeah, please tell me. Mohit.
Shibi,
Yeah.
King
King Shivi.
Raja and Indra.
King Shivi. So, okay, I'll tell you the story. So, what happens? We know that there is this small little bird who's being chased by an eagle. Mute yourself, huh? Okay, once you give me the answer, you can. And there's this small little bird which is being chased by this eagle, and the bird, it just flies and goes to the palace of King Shivi. And there, King Shivi, he's sitting there with his associates, and he's saying, "Please protect me from the seagull." Bird is like, small little bird is so scared, and the king says, "Yeah, yeah, please. Now that you have taken my shelter, you stay ashore. I'm there. I'll take care. Please don't worry about that." And then he kind of literally hides behind the king, and then the seagull comes, and the seagull says, "You please move, stay away. This is my food. This is my natural food. Like, that's what we are supposed to eat, right? So please give me that. Give this bird to me." And the king sheep is like, "No, he's taken my shelter. I cannot give it to you." Then the eagle says, "What is this? If you think that he's your subject, subject as in your praja, so even I'm in your praja, I'm also counted in your praja, like I'm also a part of your kingdom. So if you take the responsibility of saving him, then what about me? Won't you think about me? And what, I will die of hunger if you don't give me my natural food to eat?" Then King Shivi is like, yeah, he's thinking that the eagle is right. uh, he definitely needs to eat some flesh. And he says, okay, fine. Let's do one thing. Eat my flesh. So the vulture is basically, okay, I'll tell you who the birds were. So this vulture is like, "I'm okay. I'm very hungry. You give me anything to eat. I'm just totally okay." So the king, he says, "But I want exactly that weight, of your flesh as much as the bird weighs." The king is like, fine. They get a balance. Okay, they get a balance, and they put the bird on one side, and then King Shivi, he just chops off a part of his flesh, and he puts it on the other side of the weighing balance, and the balance is not moving. And then he keeps scraping off more, and it might sound a little sad to you, but that's how it actually happened. And then he's scraping off his flesh, he's putting on the balance, and every time where the bird is placed, that side is heavier, it's always down. And then he's exhausted, literally, scraping off all its flesh all over from his body. And he's exhausted it to the end, to the point of like fainting, doesn't know what to do. And that was the time when these birds, they revealed themselves that they were demigods. And they said, "It's okay, Raja, O king, we understand. We had just come to test. We had heard about how you protect those who have taken your shelter." So when we were children, we had this story called Sharnagat ka Raja Shivi. Sharnagat Raj, yeah, Sharnagat Raja Shivi, like the king who will never give up on those who have taken his sharan. Sharan means shelter. So like, just now I asked you that what is the words in the Bhagavad Gita which talks about Lord Krishna providing us shelter. So see, if a mortal king like King Shivi, just a king here, right? If he can go to that extent to give shelter to his subjects, can we not imagine the kind of shelter that we will get if we take shelter of the Lord himself, the Supreme Lord? So yeah, we have to tell ourselves this point in our personality, apart from keeping our promise. So what lessons here we learn from this life of King Shivi is that he not only kept his promise to give shelter, but then that we should give shelter also. If someone takes, if someone comes to us. So this quality is a must in our personality. One, to keep up your words. Second, if someone comes in dire need to us for help, someone comes for help, we should always be able to help people. Now, another story, as I told you, that we have taken our verses from Nam Ramayana. I'm going to recite this one also for you. Gautama Muni Sambhujit Rama Sura Muni Varagana Samstuta Rama Navika Dhavita Midhupada Rama Mithila Purajana Mohaka Rama 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 Jai Raja Ram Rama Rama Jai Sita Ram. So this verse says, Gautama Muni Sampujita Rama. This is after the Ahilya episode happens. We have discussed, I'm sure, in this class, and then how Gautam Muni also respects Sri Ram and worships Sri Ram. Sura Muni Vara Guna Samstrama. All the suras. There are two type of people: Sura and Asura. So Sura are the demigods. Asura are those who are not the demigods. Means they are demonic. So the demonic. So the devatas and Muni, all the sages, they are also worshipping Sri Ram. And then what happens after this Devi Ahilya episode that happened? Navika Dhavita Mridupata Rama. So this Navik, I told you, did I tell you the story about this Navik? He's this Nishad Raj Guha. His name is Guha, and he tells Sri Ram, because Sri Ram approaches him along with Mother Sita and Lakshman, and he says, "Look, can you please take us in your boat, because we need to cross this river Saryu?" And this Navik is like, "No, I will not take you in my boat." And then Sri Ram is like, "Why you will not take me?" Then he said, "Because I just heard that, oh Hari Kirtan, this emoji that you're using is so cute. I so like it. I hope you're liking the story. I hope you're not getting bored." Okay. So pretty interesting face that you have put up yourself. So yeah, as I was telling you that Guha says, "I will not take you in my boat," and Lord Shri Ram is like, "Why are you not going to take me in your boat?" He said, "Because I just heard that if you step over a stone, then the stone gets turned into a woman, and if you put your feet in my boat, and if my boat turns into a woman, that I already have one woman as like my wife at my place. I have to take care of her. I cannot take care of another woman in my life. I am not going to put you, let you sit in my boat." And then Sri Ram is smiling because he knows like what she's intending, right? And then after convincing him a lot, "Oh, please let me sit," and then Guha is like, Guha is this Navik, this boatsman. He's like, "No, no, no, no. Okay, first let me wash your feet." And then Sri Ram says, "Okay." Then that's the time when Sri Ram he promises that, "Okay, I will let you wash my feet to your heart's content. Okay, then will you take us across this river Saryu?" That this guy is, yeah, very happy. Ah, yeah, yeah, sure, sure. You know why is he washing? Because if you wash the feet of Lord, then it becomes Charnamrit, right? Then he's just washing, and then he's drinking this Charnamrit. He's washing and he's drinking, and he's in a total bliss. Then he's calling his family, first his wife, his children. And here Lakshmanji is getting a little irritated. He's like, "What are you doing? I mean, we are getting late. We need to cross the river. And the way you're wasting time." And because Lakshmanji is, we understand he's an Anshesh, right? So there are times when he can get just a little restless because of the nature that why he tends to get angry very soon, Lakshmanji. So Lakshmanji is getting angry, he's getting impatient. And then Lord Shri Ram, because Shri Ram had promised that he will let this Guha, with the name of the cave, he's called Kevat also, right? And this basically the boatsman, and he had promised Guha that he will let him wash to his heart's content. And when he's done washing, what was this history of Guha? This Guha was basically a crab in his previous birth. And the place where Lord Narayan is resting on the Sheshnag, and where Mother Lakshmi is massaging the Lord's foot. This crab tries to, climb up and tries to touch the feet of Shri Ram. I think I had told you this story in the last class. And then Mother Lakshmi is like, no, no, not now. And in your next birth, I will let you I will let you touch his feet. Okay. And so this is the same crab which becomes Guha now in this birth. And Mother Lakshmi's, because Mother Lakshmi, Ma Sita is Mother Lakshmi, right? So Mother Sita is smiling and she's thinking, oh my God, this crab now who's Guha is so smart. I had just promised him that he will be able to touch the Lord's feet, and look at him. He's so blessed. He's washing the feet and he's drinking the Charnamrit. And when this whole thing is done, and now this Kevat is satisfied, okay, fine, now you can climb in my boat. And then he takes them to the next, the other shore. And there, Mother Sita, that's Shri Ram, you should give him something, because see, there is a price to be paid, when you ferry across a river. Okay. But they were not carrying currency, so Mother Sita just gives a piece of jewelry to Shri Ram. He says, just give it to him. And this Guha is so smart. He's saying, I am not taking anything from you, because we are in the same profession, and when you're in the same profession, you don't take currency from each other. So again, Lakshman ji is angry. What are you talking about? Do you think we are in the same profession? Do you even know who he is? He's the prince of, Ayodhya, the would-be king. And just look at yourself. No, sorry, he did not say the would-be king, because that time they had made Bharat Maharaj the king, right? He just said ki, he's the prince of Ayodhya. And look at yourself, you're just a boatsman, taking people, from this side to that side of just making people, just cross the river, and you think you're in the same profession. So this Guha is calm. He doesn't get disturbed. He says, see, what I do, I make people cross this river. And basically the Lord does? He makes us cross over this ocean of material existence. So he said, you take me that side, of this material ocean, and I take you across this river. So basically our profession is the same, and that's why I'm not going to charge you anything, like that. So this Guha was basically a very smart person. But the takeaway from the story is that Mother Sita, as Mother Lakshmi, she kept her promise, and Lord Ram, he kept his promise. So keeping promise and valuing our words is something very, very important. Another episode, when Vishwamitra Muni had come to Dashrath Maharaj. Do you know this story? You can see here Lord Ram is killing this demoness. You know the name of this demoness? Anybody? First demoness that Lord Ram had to kill.
Was it Tadaka?
Yeah, Tadaka. So we can see here in the verse also it says, Ghora Tataka Ghatakaram Mari Chadi Nipatakaram Kaushika Makha Samrakshakaram Srimad Halyodharakaram. Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram. So Ghora Tataka Ghataka Ram. Now this Tataka was a ferocious demoness, and she was the first demoness Lord Ram had to face when Vishwamitra Muni brought Lord Sri Ram and Lakshman in the jungle to kill the demons. Now when Lord Ram is seeing, and then they had promised, right? Okay, fine, because see, Vishwamitra Muni is taking them all the way there, and then Lord Ram said, okay, fine. He promises that, okay, fine, we will kill the demons, and we'll help the sages who are being disturbed by all the demons, because they are just polluting their, yagya and the fire sacrifices that they were doing. Now, when Lord Ram sees Tatika, Lord Ram is like, I am not killing her, because she's in a female body, right? And chivalrous men, they do not use their weapons against women. So Lord Ram is like, no, I cannot. Then Vishwamitra Muni, he explains it to Shri Ram, because here Vishwamitra Muni is the teacher and Shri Ram is acting as the student. Although Shri Ram is, he's Krishna and Krishna, he's Krishna Mande Jagadguru. He's the Jagadguru, but still, because he's in the role of a human being, he's acting as a student and he's acting bewildered that how can I kill a woman? What does Vishwamitra Muni say? Listen, you don't have to see the external appearance. She just looks like a woman. She's in the woman's body. That is it. Her heart is not at all soft like the heart of a woman. Okay, she's very hard hearted and she's ruthless. In fact, she never discriminates who to kill, who not to kill. She literally tortures these sages. And so it is really all right, because by this teaching, what Vishwamitra Muni is teaching here, that we don't go by the external, we go by the internal substance that a person is. Suppose if I see a person who's not very good looking, okay, maybe not very beautiful to look at, but the person is extremely good at heart. So what are we going to focus on? Are we going to focus on the external face, that not good looking, but we will ignore the beautiful heart part? No, children, we are not going to do that. And imagine if I find someone who's very attractive, a very beautiful child, and just very good looking, but extremely rude and ill mannered and haughty and disobedient, and not of a sound mental state. Who are we going to like? Suppose there is a child who's very nice to look at, but doesn't obey parents, doesn't obey teachers, disrespects everyone. Will anyone like such a child? No, no one is going to like such a child. On contrary, if there is a child or a person, any person at any age, this applies to every age, right? There is someone, another being, who's not externally very good to look at, but very nice at heart and helping and a calm, with a calm demeanor, a nice devotee of the Lord, always trying to help others and always respecting others and obeying the elders. Obviously we are going to like such a person. This is the lesson that we get here. This is what Vishwamitra Muni tells Shri Ram: don't go by her external appearance. She is an extremely ruthless demoness, just kill her now. And because Shri Ram had promised Vishwamitra Muni to help him out with this demon problem, so he kills Tatika. And Ghora Tatika Ghataka Rama and Marich. Then okay, so who are the two sons of Tadika? Anyone remembers the names? One I just said here, you can see in the shloka also. Two sons of Tadika, children.
Marichi.
Marich and Subahu. Okay, so Lord Ram kills Subahu there and not Marich, and Marich just runs away. Why? Because Marich is in awe already. And okay, we will not get into that part of the story because okay, although it is a very cute, interesting part. Okay, I'll tell you in the next class maybe. So Marich just goes away out of reverence. He just is convinced that he's only Shri Ram, and he doesn't want to fight with him anymore. Okay, Marichadina Patak Rama, and then Kaushika Makha Samraksha. Kaushik is the name of Vishwamitra Muni, because Vishwamitra Muni, before he became Vishwamitra Muni, he was a king in the name of Kaushika. So he was King Kaushik. Then Kaushika Makha we understand sacrifice. Samraksha we understand he's the savior of all the sacrifices where Vishwamitra Muni has brought them, to save the. You see this picture. This picture is particularly really very interesting. Here, these sages, they are busy doing fire sacrifices, and what these demons would you do? They would come and pollute. They would throw dirty things. They would throw bones and sometimes blood and pus and urine and stool and whatnot. They would put all dirty things here, and this, sacrifice would just get so disturbed. And this was the reason why Vishwamitra Muni had brought these two brothers here. And then we know this Srimad Ahalyodhara. This is the Ahalya Devi episode. I am not getting into this. Next, let's move on to the next slide. So, what do you read here, children? Selflessness. So, what is the opposite of selflessness? Anyone? Saranya and Satvik, can you tell me? If you are not selfless, then you are. Can you unmute yourself? No, you cannot.
Selfishness.
Huh?
Selfishness.
Yeah, selfishness. Thank you. So, would you rather prefer someone who's selfish or someone who's selfless? Pretty obvious, right? No one wants to be around people who are selfish because what selfish people are like, they just think about themselves. You see this picture, such a cute picture. There are these crocodiles down there, and then there is this guy who's acting as a bridge and helping them cross over, not thinking about himself. So when you help others, not thinking about your own benefit, that is being selfless. So anyone wants to tell me any time in your life when you have been really selfless and you have not thought about yourself and helped someone? You can raise your hands if you want to share something. Anytime? Have you been selfless? Or someone, okay, so maybe someone else who's been selfless and helped you out like anything without thinking about him or her. Okay, I see it's 86 chats here. Children, I forget to see chat, but what you people write in the chats, I don't know. Okay, a lot of conversation happening in. Okay, people are giving me answers over. Right.
Mataji,
Ah,
I don't remember any time being selfless, but I surely know many times I have been selfish because I've like many times I took food that was not like not from my part. For example, like ice cream or chocolate that wasn't mine. But and without thinking of the other person.
oh, so cute. That's such a nice thing to share, and it's very, you need guts, you need the strength of character to come up with your negative points. Yeah, Meka, you want to say something? Anyone wants to discuss anything about selfishness or selflessness? Please.
Mataji,
Hmm?
like for me, I have not really been selflessness because like I always think like I want this and I want that, so then like I just take it, like I just ask for permission and just take it.
So cute. Okay. And good. It'll be very nice if you share your experiences. You will also feel when you talk it out. Then sometimes when you talk it out, that is the time when you want to work on it and maybe just to change yourselves. Yes, Neve, Varshne here. Yeah.
Like I like made a big play area for my brother that's a baby when he was 1 and he's still 1, and so and I didn't make one for myself.
You make play area for him and
Yeah,
for yourself.
but I didn't make it for myself.
You didn't make it for yourself, just for your brother. Wow. So that's one selfless act. Good. And Katyayani. Yes, Katyayani. Mika, can you please help her unmute? Mika Mataji, she's getting confused.
She can unmute herself.
Unmute yourself, Katyayani. Yeah.
I've been selfless before because I've made a prize box for my sister.
You made what for your sister?
A prize box.
Oh wow, so nice. That's very nice. So did that make her happy?
Yes.
Yeah. So did that make you happy? Yeah, so this is the best part about being selfless, because if you do not think about yourself, but just by giving happiness to someone else, that happiness is reflected. It's like you're looking into the mirror and you're smiling. Imagine now, please imagine this scene. Imagine everyone has a mirror. Please, children, I need your attention. Saranya, Satvik, I need your attention. Imagine that you have a mirror right in front of you, and now you smile in the mirror. So what image do you get back? A smiling image or a sad emoji you get back? Smiling, right? What do you get? Yeah.
Smile.
So yeah, so being selfless is like smiling in the mirror. If you smile in the mirror, the person in the mirror is going to smile back at you. So if you be selfless, then if you're doing whatever good you're doing to someone, It's going to come back to you. Okay. So, one story about Jatayu. Do you want me to take the story, children, or can we take it in the next class? Is it okay if we end the class just now? Madaji, is it okay if we end the class now and we can just take up the Jatayu story in the next class? What time is it? How much time is left for the class? Okay, we still have 8 minutes. Okay, 8 minutes we can do the story. So now Jatayu, he's the friend of Dashrath Maharaj. Okay. Dashrath Maharaj, we know who is Dashrath Maharaj. Anybody here who doesn't know who is Dashrath Maharaj? Everyone knows? Yeah. Okay. So we know he's the father of Shri Ram and other brothers. So Jatayu, when they went to this Dandak Aranya, you have Dandak Aranya, hai na? Dandak Aranya, we have it. Aranya means forest. Aranya means forest. And Dandak is the name. Generally, people say Dandakaranya forest, but there is really no need for us to say Dandakaranya forest because Dandak is the name of the forest and Aranya is the Sanskrit term for forest. Okay, so when they go, when Lord Ram is in the Dandak forest, that time Jatayu, who was a friend to late Dashrath Maharaj, he meets them, he welcomes them, and because he's the age of Dashrath Maharaj, he has this paternal affection, and then he's saying to Lord Shri Ram that I'm going to protect Mother Sita, and now Jatayu was always very protective for that. The time when Mother Sita was being kidnapped by Ravana, Jatayu was so protective. He tried his level best, even when he knew that he was like an old bird, right? Not a match to such a ferocious demon like Ravana. But did he give up? No. Even when Mother Sita told Jatayu that you please go, just at least go and give the message to Shri Ram. But Jatayu could not give up on Mother Sita. He thought, oh my God, how can I just let her go? I have to, try. And he was such a strong bird. He attacked Ravana in the best possible way he could, and he just wanted to stop the abduction, and he just flew by Ravana's side, and he's for earlier he was just before attacking thing happened, Jatayu was just trying to convince Ravana to not take Mother Sita by using strong words that what kind of a coward you are, and you are, taking away someone else's wife. It will be not at all righteous. We just did one quality of righteousness. So he's teaching him lessons on righteousness, that it is not correct to, steal someone's wife, and you have to. And Ravana was so stubborn. He's just, busy flying his plane. He's not even looking, he's not even paying attention. He's like some mad bird saying whatever he wants to, and he's not at all attentive towards his warnings and his what he's trying to suggest stuff, that stop doing wrong, and he but he's not listening. And when Jatayu saw that his words are not working, so he thought, okay, now it is time to attack. Now he's like challenging spirit. He's saying, if you have any guts, then you have to stop and fight with me. And Ravana is still not bothered. He's like, okay, say whatever you want to. Why do I want to even fight with you? And then Jatayu thought, okay, I have no option but to attack. And he was so badly wounded. We know that, like how Ravana ruthlessly he clipped off his wings, and despite being in deep pain, he's holding on to his breath. And now we know that Ravana he just goes away, and Jatayu is lying down on the floor, but not letting himself die. Imagine, he's not letting himself die because he thought Mother Sita had told me to at least give this message to Shriram. So I have to hold my breath until that. He was in severe pain. He could have just, okay, let all my breath pass away and I just want to die. But no, he just did not. Despite all the pain, he stayed. He stayed and he fought with his life that till Shriram came. And when Shriram came, that time Jatayu was so badly bruised and beaten, and he was all covered with blood, and he's just lying in a pool of blood. Lord Ram, he could not even recognize, and Lord Ram, he just pulled his arrow. He thought maybe it's some demon lying like that. And Jatayu was looking at Sri Ram, that I am waiting for Sri Ram to come so that I give him the message. And here I see him with that arrow pointing at me. He must have been so heartbroken at that time, but then still Jatayu understands that Lord Ram cannot recognize him, right? And then he says, he's like Ram, 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 and then Lord Ram could hear that faint Ram from him, and then he goes and he picks him, he puts his head in his lap, and he's trying to caress him, and he's trying to. And then, but of course, Jatayu was about to leave. That was such an act of selflessness. Jatayu had nothing to gain out of it, right? Just because he was a devotee. So when we are devotees of the Lord, that time we become selfless, just to for the pleasure of the Lord. We end up doing things which just please Him, and as such, not any kind of benefit for our personal, self. So yeah, and then we know that Jatayu finally gave the news, and he left the body in the. Imagine, there is this, when we read the Bhagavad Gita, anyone remembers that verse when Krishna says that in the end, if you think about me, then you come to me. Anyone remembers that verse? Well, all you have to do is just think about me at the time you give up your body. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. So antakale cha mameva. At the end, if we think about the Lord, we go back to the Lord's abode. Imagine what destination Jatayu had at the end, at the time of death. He is in the lap of Sri Ram. Imagine what good, fortune he had. So all the result of being selfless service to the Lord. And if we serve the Lord selflessly, we are also going to get the nice destination in the end. So yeah, thank you so much, children, for all your attention. We will take up another example of selflessness, that is Shatrughna, in the next class. One of you has to please remind me that we are on this slide. And I'm just going to stop share. We will chant the Maha Mantra 3 times. We end the class. In case any one of you have any emotional damage. Who says emotional damage? Nihal, Panchapati, you want to say something? Okay, so we chant the Maha Mantra 3 times. We end the class, and if there are any comments, you can take up after the chanting. Hmm? Okay, please put your hands up and chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Prabhupada ki Shy. Thank you so much, children. No questions, no comments. Then we can leave.
Thank you for the class.
Bye.